There she is, the 6.4 on 37s, running 373 gears, pulling the camper, about to get on the highway. See how it goes. All right, here we go. 373s, 37-inch tires. I'm running a camper that right now probably weighs somewhere between 5,000 and 6,000 pounds, so pretty light. I got Thurin springs and Fox shocks, so it's got a little bit of squat because I didn't put any air in my airbags. All right, but let's see how we get on the highway. So we're at altitude, we're about 6,300 feet, tow haul mode. I'm not to the floor. I only got to get to 65, so let's see how it goes. About 70% throttle. So we're just leaving Castle Rock, Colorado, heading towards Colorado Springs, to give you an idea. So out there you see Pikes Peak in the distance, just to prove that we're at altitude, pretty good altitude. Let's see, I'm at 60, so let's get it over this hill, get it to downshift, and we'll see how we can do on miles per gallon. That's a big question. I was pretty sure it was going to tow it okay, but how much worse is the gas mileage going to be? Still climbing a little bit. So that's probably what I'm going to get. Maybe about 9 or 10. This is a climb for miles, so there's not going to be any flat ground for a while. So also that kind of helps to give you an idea. Even with the incline, it's still doing pretty well. All right, put this away for now. All right, let's see, we're going good. Got plenty of power. Doesn't feel different than it did before I put the 37s on. Running empty, I could barely even tell. Other than the whine of the tires, I couldn't, I don't feel any difference in power. The fuel consumption is very close to what it was. Maybe 1 to 2 miles per gallon difference. That's both in city and on the highway. So here we go. So 10 miles per gallon, running just over 2,000 RPMs. This is about as flat as this is going to get for a while, so not bad. Nobody's posted anything about this. I tried to find out before I put the tires on whether or not I was going to have an issue. This is a 2022 with the 6.4 Hemi and the 8-speed transmission. Alright, so we're just a few miles out from where I stopped before. Just wanted to show the temps. So the transmission's still very cool, 167 degrees. I think it pretty much runs like that when it's empty. So nothing seems to be different. So hopefully this will help somebody who has been deciding whether or not 37s on the 373s while still towing is for them. So for right now, it seems to be working pretty good. Alright, this is coming back down. I just turned around at the next exit, trying to be safe here, but so going down the grade that I just went up, where I was getting 9 or 10 miles to gallon, just to kind of show the difference here. So now better. I'm not really getting to do consistent speed here, but got somebody who's struggling. All right, let's speed back up. Don't take too much stock in that overall average of 12. Not to say that it's too far from what it probably would be, but I haven't spent too much time on the highway. I spent a lot of time idling, with the stock tradesman tires on it, tradesman wheels and tires on it before the 18s, I could get average about 16 doing this trip back and forth. So it's probably going to be quite a bit better than 12 eventually. All right, so here we go. Now we're just holding speed, 14, 15 miles per gallon. Again, it's a little bit bouncy. I didn't put the bars on for the weight distribution hitch, and I didn't put any air, and I got some airlift bags to make up for the Thurin springs when I got to put weight in it, and I didn't put any air in the bag, so it's a little bouncy, but overall didn't really squat very much, which is nice. Very, very close to level. One thing of note, I just noticed this when I went to turn around on the highway here to go the other direction. There's a very noticeable difference in braking. It was a little bit shocking when I was coming off the ramp, and there was a dump truck at the bottom, and I had my foot pretty close to the bottom, maybe 70%, and it was a little bit concerning. It wasn't stopping how I'd like it to, so I'll have to look into that. But here we go. So this is close to where I got on with the incline, so you'd see pretty big difference going the other way. 20-something miles a gallon. In some places, there's some really good spots on this road between Colorado Springs and Castle Rock where you can just kind of cruise. It's nice and flat, in some places where you can get pretty good fuel economy. Alright, getting off on the exit now, so start slowing down. Well, that's it. Again, hopefully this helps somebody. Not a lot of information when I was looking about one of these setups and how it would perform, how it would impact the truck. So far, just fine. When I actually go on a trip, I'll probably be about 1,000 pounds heavier with actually more, maybe close to 2,000 pounds with 3 extra family members, a couple of dogs, put an ATV in the bed of the truck, full water tanks, all that kind of stuff. So when I get around to that, I could post an update probably later this month. All right, good luck all.